You are sitting in a hospital waiting room, right, staring up at this crystal clear 4K TV. But behind the drywall, there are 50-year-old analog coaxial cables.
Yeah, completely outdated wiring.
Exactly. How is that massive Ultra HD data squeezing through wiring that was, originally built for fuzzy antenna channels?
Well, today's deep dive is decoding a spec sheet for the Thor Broadcast H-4K-SOLO-MOD.
Right, it's the commercial broadcaster device that actually makes this impossible math work.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Okay.
Looking at the specs, this unit fits into a standard 1RU chassis, which means it is only like 1.75 inches tall.
It's tiny, yeah.
Right. I look at it like a high-tech universal translator. If you've ever wondered how a massive hotel broadcasts a single, live 4K feed to 1,000 different rooms simultaneously with zero lag, well, this little box is the secret.
And the sheer scale of 1,000 rooms is really the main hurdle there. Managing a venue that size means dealing with the physical reality of the building itself.
Because you have miles of outdated wiring sealed inside the walls. Exactly. You can't just tear open a cruise ship or, a university campus to run new fiber optic or HDMI cables to every single monitor.
Oh, man, that would cost a fortune.
It really would. So the Thor unit bridges that gap. It takes a single 4K HDMI input, say, from a live camera or media player, and simultaneously converts that signal into two distinct outputs.
Okay, so what are the two outputs?
First, you get IP streams using UDP or RTSP protocols, which is basically the modern language of standard computer networks.
Right.
And second, digital RF, meaning it sends the video out over those traditional coaxial cables.
So it speaks both the old and new languages at once.
It does. And what's fascinating here is that it takes advantage of broadcast standards like ATSC and DVB-C to push ultra-high definition 3840 by 2160 video directly over those ancient coax lines.
Without forcing a venue into a multi-million-dollar renovation.
Exactly.
Wait, I have to stop you. Isn't pushing a massive 4K video file over old-school coaxial cables a guaranteed recipe for a data bottleneck?
You would think so, yeah.
I mean, those cables were built for standard definition. It's like trying to force a fire hose through a drinking straw.
That is usually the case, sure, but the specs detail a really specific workaround. It uses advanced H.265 or HEVC compression.
How does that actually work?
Well, it doesn't just crush the file blindly. HEVC actually looks for redundancies frame by frame. So if a news ticker is moving at the bottom of the screen, but the anchor's studio background is completely static, the encoder only sends the data for the moving ticker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it saves massive amounts of bandwidth by just not resending the static background over and over.
Oh, so it's like freeze-drying a massive feast into a tiny packet of powder, sending it through the mail, and then instantly rehydrating it perfectly on the receiving TV.
Exactly that. And to ensure the signal doesn't degrade in those old wires, the unit maintains a modulation error ratio, or MER, greater than 40 dB.
Okay, what does that mean in plain English?
Practically speaking, an MER over 40 dB means the signal is incredibly loud and clear. It ensures all those ones and zeros don't get jumbled by background electronic noise inside the walls.
But if it's packing and analyzing data that densely, the processing power must run hot. Plus, encoding standards change constantly, right?
Oh, absolutely, all the time.
So dropping $2,495 on this machine seems like a quick way to buy an expensive paperweight the minute the next video standard comes out.
Yeah, investing in a closed loop is the constant threat with commercial tech. If one internal component becomes obsolete, well, the whole rack is useless.
Which is why the physical design caught my eye. The specs highlight a modular drawer-type design.
Right, the swappable parts.
Yeah, if I'm reading this right, when the tech upgrades, users can literally just slide out the old encoding modules from that 1RU chassis and swap in new ones, rather than buying an entirely new system.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this modularity is exactly why the device is marketed for 247 environments, like continuous digital signage networks.
Places that can't ever really turn off.
Right. When a screen is displaying life-saving information in an ER or, critical navigation metrics on a ship, it cannot go offline for a system overhaul.
Yeah.
It requires continuous reliability and effortless upgrading.
And it's doing all that heavy lifting entirely out of sight. So what does this all mean for you?
It's pretty remarkable when you think about it.
Well, the next time you are relaxing on a cruise ship or sitting in a lobby looking up at a pristine 4K screen, you will know the exact invisible science making it happen. Seamless information distribution isn't magic. It is an incredibly precise art form hidden right behind the plaster.
And it leaves us with an interesting concept to consider. If we can use advanced compression algorithms to effortlessly push pristine 4K video over entirely outdated analog coaxial cables, what other seemingly obsolete physical infrastructure currently hiding in our cities is secretly capable of handling tomorrow's data?